The European Central Bank's second major liquidity injection tops forecasts. Commodities back on the move as most indices close above psychological barriers. Can this accelerated uptrend continue? I'm Taylor Schruntz, and the morning call starts right now.
Good morning. I'm Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com.
And I'm Stephanie Link, Director of Research at TheStreet. Welcome to Morning Call Express.
Here we are. I think last week we were talking Dow 13,000, 1370. It took a few times to knock on that door, to break down the barrier. We closed above it yesterday. I know psychologically it's great. You know, maybe it breeds confidence in some of the people out there in retail. But as far as technically, I don't think it's that important. But I do think the market's behaving very well. And as far as a money manager like yourself, you know, how do you think the importance of closing above Dow 13,000 or 1370 was yesterday?
I think you hit it spot on. It's a confidence factor. It's psychological. But I think most important is that the U.S. economy, the underlying fundamentals, are improving. That is why we are where we are in terms of housing, jobs, and manufacturing. It's all going in the right direction. Yeah,
little by little, we're getting the incremental data that's getting better. And if you look at the trend of the market, you can't argue with that. Some people will argue about the trend getting better as far as fundamentally, but as far as the market, take a look right here. If you've been a trend watcher, you see this gradual trend intact, not even tested. If you want to look at the accelerated trend that triggered on December 20th, it hasn't even violated that. We've been riding this 10-day moving average, this little line in here, that's been making traders a lot of money. You ride that 10-day, you ride the trend, and you haven't had to worry about much. So on the short term, if we break below 1360 or break below this uptrend, then maybe we get the retracement that everyone's calling for. But until that happens, stay with the trend and just know your time frame.
Kind of interesting that everybody wants a pullback to buy. So it'll be interesting to see if actually people do buy, if we do get the pullback.
Right, it's like someone like careful what you wish for.
Right, that's correct.
So at this particular point, everyone wants a pullback because everyone wants to massage their positions, and Stephanie has a lot of them. So at this point, you got to see, you know, where you're taking profits, where you're going to add, and I know you've been looking at one to start to add to, and which one was that?
Stanley Black & Decker, and this is really a housing call. If you like Home Depot and Lowe's, they got about 30% of their revenues tied to both companies. Both reported very strong earnings. But again, this is a housing play, and it's had a nice move, but I do think the valuation still makes sense.
And it looks like on the chart it's starting to go again. If you take a quick look at the chart, you'll see, as a trader, this is what I like to see, a nice tight pattern after a big move to the upside. It's starting to break above 77. I think it can accelerate if it can get some momentum here, even for the short-term traders. And as far as another stock you have Broadcom. You like it, it's had a move, you own some, and you're looking to get back into some more?
Yes, absolutely. And this is an Apple play, right? I mean, it's a smartphone play. 13% of their revenues are derived from Apple products, but they also have a lot of other exposure to some of the hot products out there as well, like Samsung and Nokia. And it was displayed this week at the MWC conference in Barcelona. A lot of people talking about the growth, and I think there's a lot of upside here still left.
And the chart looks good. The chart had a nice move off the lows. If you take a quick look here, look at this move from this 30 area all the way to resistance. So if you get to resistance, you always pause, and rightly so. And what it's doing, it's consolidating nicely. If you take a closer look here, you will see once it gets above 38, 39, I think traders will get back for some momentum. And then I do think you see in the 40s this year. And we're going to go in the trenches also and talk about the casinos. I sent Jim some charts yesterday. He went over them very well. I sent him Las Vegas because I love the pattern there. You know, we've talked about it so many times. Look at LVS on the chart here. It's breaking out to new highs in the year. Might look a little overbought right here, but if you go to the monthly chart, check this out. Look at this huge move, huge consolidation, just starting to break out. That's why I said I think it can go to 65, maybe even higher. And I think switching gears, you talked about MGM wanting to buy it on the pullback.
Yeah, because it's really more of a Las Vegas strip play, and that you're seeing better occupancy rates and better pricing. And I like a story that has pricing power, so I think this one is on a pullback you buy.
And I think this one, you know, moves a bit slower. So for the investor that wants to get involved
in
that,
style.
There you go. You know, you could buy versus yesterday's low, or maybe you see it pull back a little further to 12.5. But I do think the highs of the year on MGM are not in as well. So as far as managing positions moving forward, everyone wants a pullback, but if we don't have one, you have to be in some stock. And just be prepared. If we do, we'll put levels out in front of you. And if you want more in-depth coverage about a lot more stocks that we haven't gone over here, tune into the longer morning call a little later.
Hi, I'm Sean Hendelman, CEO of T3 Live, where we train, coach, and mentor traders in order to help you put your money to work with confidence. The T3 Live approach is a blueprint for you to recognize, adapt, and ultimately take advantage of different market conditions. To begin your training with T3 Live, we would like to offer you the opportunity to enroll in our free 30-day online home study course. fill in your name and email address, and I'll see you on the other side.